Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vincent Tan speaking. This time, I'm going to talk about Word 34 monoblock, the introduction. This sharing divides into these four parts. I have put the corresponding video linkages at the below description area just for your reference. Meanwhile, I also provide the correct subtitle for your better understanding. Water cycles. This chapter I will introduce how the water flows in the versatility. Basically, consider this one already output the water. So based on the three-way valve tool to conduct the water either to the water tank or for the space cooling or space heating. When you select to be domestic hot water mode, here based on this three-way valve tool, we conduct the hot water to the water tank to heat up the DHW and then go back to the versatility. And attention, this water is not directly for DHW. You need to heat up the DHW. Okay? When it goes to the space heating with two-way valve off, here's two-way valve. When you turn off this one, and we just produce the hot water and stop at the buffer 10, just like this. You can see that we just prepare the hot water in the buffer 10 when required the heating. For example, in this flow coil requires heating. So we just turn on this water pump through this thermostat to introduce the hot water to the flow coil for the space heating. Meanwhile, if you like to turn on the other device like the radiator or the fan coil, you can also turn on this two-way valve to conduct the hot water to the device, just like this. Next, we go to the space cooling. Similar, we just produce the chill water and stop at the buffer 10, just like this. And when it requires for cooling, we also conduct the chill water either to the flow coil or the radiator and fan coil. However, just due to not easy to control the dew point, which means it will generate the condensing at the flow, we not recommend to do it like this. We also just recommend to conduct the chill water to the fan coil or radiator. Next, we go to a little bit complicated, which is mood combination, which means we combine the DHW and the space cooling or heating together. So on the first one is the combination is cooling plus DHW. The priority is on the DHW. So on these icons from the controller, if this icon, this is DHW on the left side, that means it has a higher priority. So here is how it operates. When the heat pump heat up the DHW first and also reach the set point, which is first we miss this requirement. After that, we will turn the versatility for cooling, which is to offer the chill water to the buffer 10. And also during this period, once we detect this temperature is not enough, also this system will turn back to here to heat up the DHW. When you make the priority on the cooling, just like this, then the versatility only focus on space cooling, which means only focus on this part. As for the domestic hot water, is only heat up by the heater inside the water tank. Similar to the combination between the space heating and DHW, And if priority is on the DHW, we will heat up this one first and until it reaches the set point. And after that, the system will change for the space heating. And during the space heating, once we detect the DHW, the temperature is lower than the set point, then we will heat up again to this one. Similar algorithm when the priority on heating. At that time, the velocity only focus on the space heating. As for the DHW, is all rely on the water tank e-heater. That's all for this sharing. If you still have any other question or any other suggestion, welcome to send me on my email address. Hasta la próxima. それではまた今度。